Yeah, we didn't play the last 2 weeks. 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, I missed it. Like very last session.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I had a weird thing happen with my clock, and I thought, I don't know if my ISP reset my phone's time, or if somehow because whenever I'm at home, my phone connects through my wireless router, and I don't know if something happened with my phone that affected my router, and then that affected my computer's time. But both my computer clock and my phone ended up like 2 hours ahead. So it was 4:30. I thought it was 6:30, and I thought, oh, no one showed up, and yeah. And then it wasn't until I went out to dinner that I realized that it was only 8 o'clock and not 10 o'clock. So yeah, it was weird. All right, let me see. And I did a little bit of research on it, and I could not find anything on why that would happen. So that was something completely new to me. Okay, we're gonna. We need to get Mikhail out there. Oh, let's see. I have a token for Mikhail.
So what did I miss in the last session?
Right. So the last time,
Mikhail out there.
yeah, last time we closed. Here, let me show you on the map. Yeah. So we landed here. Yeah, this was the end of this last session you were here. We landed at this little fishing village on the coast, and then we went up towards Bane Cross, and we finished up. We were going to take a long rest. We had snuck into Bane's Cross, disguised as traders, and we're going to take a long rest at the inn in Bane Cross. And that.
Did you guys capture somebody for that guy?
We have not yet. No.
Okay. We're still in the.
Yeah.
What level are we?
13th. Are you 13th level?
Do I get to the 13 as well?
Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to have PCs with differing levels in this campaign. Oh, and then when we got to Bane Cross, we were confronted by an agent of this Archfey who wanted to know our intentions towards the hag spawn. And we ended up killing him, and he likely is back in the Feywild giving a report to the Archfey he serves. All right, anything else we need to go over before we jump in here? So we've completed we completed a short or a long rest, but other than that, it is the day afterwards, and Mikhail catches up with us in Bane Cross.
Remember that they were commissioning the banded mail for me from that adamantite?
Yes. Yeah, you should have that now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I should have that also.
Was it banded? I thought it was. Why was it banded? Why did you want banded mail? What kind of mail do you normally wear?
I was wearing a chain, but now I can wear the splint mail.
And why would you want splint mail instead of full plate?
15 strength.
Oh, a what strength? I'm sorry.
15 strength.
Yeah, a
To
15.
wear a plate, you have to have a minimum of 15 strength.
I think that's the same for splint mail too, though.
Yeah. 14. Chain
No,
is
it's the same.
You sure?
Chain is 13.
Yeah, chain is 13. Split and plate are both 15.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sticking with the chain then.
So yeah, so
Dex mod. If you have a
I
plus
have
2, you
0.
give a half plate and get the same as you would from Splint.
Oh, I have 0.
okay. Yeah, so chain mail it is then. Okay. All right. Anything else we need? Okay. So through discrete observations and scouting, you've spent the last 24 hours familiarizing yourself with Bane Cross. I'll show you the map of Bane Cross. This is what it looks like.
Hit points done. Can you give me like...
This is the harem enclave, right? So this is where they keep the women they've kidnapped, just for reference. This is Bane Cross's actual residence in the center, and this is the inn that we are in, that we're currently staying in. There's a tavern that functions as an inn with a few rooms to accommodate visitors, but there are very few outsiders. A few slavers who deliver women, traders hoping to tap into the extensive gem treasury that Bane Cross is reported to have, and an occasional obscure dignitary exploring the possibility of an alliance with Bane Cross. But most notably, the village is anticipating the birth at any moment of 2 new hag spawn from pregnant harem members. There's also great enthusiasm regarding the return of a hag spawn named Neilmorn, and they are noticeably trying to delay the birth of the hag spawn until Neilmorn arrives. And the reason for that is that Neilmorn is supposed to have advanced during this past season to the point where he should be able to cast Revivify now. And they are hoping that instead of the 2 pregnant women just dying, they'll be able to revivify them. Or that Neilmorn will be able to revivify. So finally, they will have a method to keep from just killing the women when they give birth, so that they won't have to continue this annual mission of acquiring more and more females for their harem.
So, how many fertile hag spawn are there? Is it just Bane Cross?
Say that again, I'm sorry?
How many fertile hag spawn? Is it just Bane Cross himself? Or
No. Right. So, about half of the hag spawn who Bane Cross fathers are also fertile. Right. So, it is not 100%. So there's apparently some sort of recessive gene that he's carrying that he has a chance to pass on to the sons that he, and then they in turn can pass it on to the ones behind them. But no, Bane Cross is in about half of the other hag spawn who he has fathered over the past 100 years are also fertile.
Oh, okay. And are they all here?
Yeah, they're all here. Yeah, there are about 200 hag spawn who live here. So the way they live, Bane Cross has his individual place, but then these other longhouses, like here and here and here, each one of these is going to house. These are like dormitories, right? So they have a dozen to 2 dozen other hag spawn within them.
I don't really see how we can get rid of all of them.
And within the hag spawn, there are some who have progressed as rangers to the point that they can cast good berries, and that is how they feed themselves. Because we're way up in the northwest. There's no agricultural to speak of, but they.
Oh, I said it first level.
Yeah, it's only first level spell, and one ranger can feed 20 people a day. So.
Wow.
So it's a bland.
Agriculture would be pointless. Everyone would just eat good berries every day.
Well, so good berries are very bland, right? Although they are completely nutritious and restore a hit point, but they are extremely bland. Yeah.
Well, that's true, but I imagine food for peasants is quite bland to begin with.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true. Yeah. Yeah, that is one of the topics that comes up often about things in D&D that would destroy the economies, and good berries is one of them. Yeah, continual flame is another one that they talk about.
When you think about it, like number of spellcasters, the only people that can cast good berries is like druid and somebody that takes up a town, right? That's like less than 1% of the 1% of adventurers.
I can cast good berries.
Yeah, you are not like typical somebody that lives in a freaking village, right?
Well, not all adventurers are. Well, not all rangers or druids are adventurers. NPCs take up class traits and.
I understand that, but look, when you think about it, adventurers are the less than 1% of the total population, right?
I don't know.
Well, in Dimgaard, variant humans. Yeah, they're very small. But in Dimgaard, human variants are a majority of the population, and any human variant could cast Goodberry if they took Magic Initiate.
So how do you favour the human variants feed? Is it something that, like, as a coming of age thing, they just kind of learn it? Like they will actually learn it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I would think that you would have traditions with it that would be family-based, right? Most of the time. Like, Dad knew good berries, and so I learned good berries from him, type thing. And I'll teach my son good berries. But yeah, I hadn't really thought about that, but I think that would probably be the case. Right? Or, Dad was
also like education, civilization. You know what I mean? Like civilized humans kind of like get a maybe like initial education, like first 5 classes or 6 classes. Then they learn like trade, and as part of their trade, they learn this feat. So if you like apprentice with the guild of, let's say, right? Like you will learn some kind of magic secrets.
Yeah, that could be.
Initiate.
Well, a lot of them are combat based.
Yeah, Shield Master.
Or random like luck.
Yeah.
Luck is different.
Yeah.
Luck, you're just born on the right star.
Or maybe
So what was this village beforehand? Was it some Tinglet village?
So Bane Cross was established 100 years ago, and it was apparently just a complete wasteland. Until it does have this small stream flowing past it, and that's the reason he chose to build it here was because of access to the water source. But it apparently arose out of nothing. Right. So what are we going to do about Nelmorn? Are we going to let this guy who can now doom these women to a eternity of birth and revivify?
We would be stopping it for I don't know however long it takes another Hexborn to get to 3rd level cleric, or however
5th level.
5th level cleric.
Yeah. Right.
It just seems to be delaying the inevitable. Where it seems to be we need to either like completely destroy this village and its infrastructure, or I don't know, kill Bancross himself, and then the town has no leadership, and then our friends from whatever tribe come in and raid it. I don't really know.
I don't know that we have the ability to do that today. Remember, we have the Northmen who are supposed to be contacting us at some future point, like within reason, in an effort to help us with that, because they do not like Bane Cross's existence at all.
Okay. So, What for their so we're basically waiting for them to get ready. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the idea is that we would go ahead and explore Bancross, see if there was anything we could do immediately that would be of consequence, and that sometime soon the Northmen would let us know that they had assembled and we could join them in council to determine a better course of action that would hopefully get rid of Bancross for good.
Yeah. It just seems to me to be.
Do we know where that guy is coming from?
Yeah. So the report that
Imagine he's not traveling alone.
no. So we're up here. Oh, let me see. Sorry. Yeah. Sure. We are like up in here, and he is supposedly coming from the southeast. So he is less than a day's travel to the southeast from the reports that were received this morning.
Here's the thing. He's actually a good thing. If you look at it from the point of view, like a practical point of view, because right now they have to keep kidnapping the girls, and then killing them, and then kidnapping new ones and killing them to give their hack spawns do this. Then he's like going to reduce the number of needed girls to be kidnapped.
Well, it's also just going to increase the suffering on a few individuals, right? So
Yeah, but if we're getting rid of, like, destroying the entire city with the Northmen, it would be easier if he wasn't around and the people that he was traveling with weren't there, and just less people to deal with.
Plus, it would be it could be a demoralizing blow, right? There's clearly a lot of anticipation about his return. He's kind of like the favored son returning home.
oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we can ambush them.
Wouldn't Bancross just, if we could to get him personally, wouldn't that be an even bigger blow? Seemingly keeping the operation together.
Yeah, so Bancross almost never leaves his building, right? He is holed up, and when he does, he is always well protected. Looks like it would be a suicidal attempt if we were to just attack him in the middle of the village. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you have teleport, right? Or
Yeah, I do have to.
yeah. So I mean, we might be able to kill him and then immediately teleport away with his body or something like that. But that would be a very difficult thing to do at this point.
Okay, I guess we'll wait it out and kill this other guy.
Okay. Well, as we are discussing things, it's always cold, but today is unusually cold. And suddenly, so we reached a point where there's no one in the inn's common room except for us, and in come these three large hounds that have vicious fangs. And you would recognize these as Yeth hounds. And they look like they are intent on attacking us.
Yeah.
So right now I cannot get critted, right?
That's right. You are immune to crit damage, to critical strikes. Yep. It's still an automatic hit, but you don't suffer any extra damage.
Initiative rolls are just always bad.
Don't ever expect it to be good. Although I'm alright with words. Oh yeah, I need to consider what. Yeah, I know. I have a contingent. What was greater invisibility on myself.
Oh, okay. What's the contingency?
Some kind of like hand gesture.
Oh, okay. All right. Velimir, you are first.
It's big.
Big nasty hounds.
I'll animate objects. That's always good. Just
Okay.
10 tiny ones and attack the furthest left one. Make the macro 20 hit. I'll just roll them all.
Yeah, you're looking for a 14 to hit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, and 10. Most of them hit. So it's 5 damage, 10 damage, 13, 17, 20, 25.
5. Okay. Looks like he takes half from that.
And I'll move back.
Miguel's turn.
Dang, I did pretty good there, huh? Okay, so Mikhail's gonna
Which one are you mocking? This one? Okay.
move up and get in the between him and Tori. Oh, it's not DC 15. Hold on.
Well, he's got a 4, so he's going to fail, whatever it is. So he's next. So he's going to attack. He's going to attack Mikhail with disadvantage. A 19 to hit Mikhail.
Yes.
Okay.
That hits.
All right. For 10 piercing. Oh. Tori's turn.
It's 7%.
Okay, I'm gonna back up here. And then I am going to shoot at this one.
Oh, by the way, is Mikhail immune to being frightened for any reason?
Well, let me check. I think that's part of my ratio.
Okay, so the 26 will hit for 10. And that's magic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else from Tori?
No.
That's 15, isn't it? Or
Yeah, it's
what's the-
15.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, gotcha. Well, let's see.
No, I'm not even too frightened.
Okay. Well, I guess this one will run up and, well, no, he's going to run up. He's actually there. These guys are flying, just so you know. But there's not enough room for them to get out of reach or anything. So he's going to fly up and attack Tori.
Is that a natural thing they do?
Yeah, it's a product of their breed. Yeah, they are magically enhanced hounds. Yeah, Yeth hounds. So 22 to hit Tori.
Okay, I'm gonna use retreat to move 15 feet away. I'm gonna take 7.
Okay. And you'll be frightened until the end of the Yeth hound's next turn.
Okay.
Frightened as well.
Yeah.
We don't get a save.
It just lasts for a turn. Yeah. All right, so it's going to rush up and attack Mikhail. Okay, so he
So
crit.
what does the frighten do?
You'll have disadvantage on attack rolls, and you can't move any closer. But you're in melee with him. Okay, so that's going to be a 11 piercing and 14 psychic to Mikhail.
It's a crit.
You can't be critted, right?
Oh yeah, I can be crit. Awesome.
Velamir's turn.
Actually, it's magical attacks.
They are not magical, no.
8, 20. Oh, by the way, I have the heavy armor master.
Yeah. Got it. What will Velamir do?
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yes, just. Oh, scorching ray it. Make it force.
Okay, all those hit. The one right here?
Then.
Okay.
And a bonus action to do a bunch of hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, well, this one actually goes down, actually disappears. No, these guys are not summoned. Yeah. So he actually collapses at the end of your scorching ray. So I'm assuming you're going to attack
then
against him.
Yeah, they'll move and attack.
Okay. So we got.
17, 22.
Oh, I see.
What's their AC?
14. Right. So the first one hits for 5. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, the first roll is the attack, the second roll is the damage.
Gotcha.
I was trying to look for easy ways to roll it, but it seems to include something called
Okay.
a roll table.
Got it.
Roll tables.
Anything else from Velamir?
I'll move away.
Okay, Mikhail's turn.
I can cast spells, right?
Yeah, it doesn't affect your spell casting.
C18.
Okay. All right, so he fails. So he'll provoke. So where do you start out right here? Let's try this.
Damage, and then 2.
Say again, I'm sorry. You roll disadvantage on your attack roll, though.
So you have to roll the attack again.
Yeah, you have to roll another. There you go. All right. Anything else from Mikhail?
Animated objects get a reaction.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, animated objects get a reaction as well.
Do they?
Yeah, they are creatures. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Shall we draw another 10?
That's why the Dissonant Whispers badass spell.
So we're on another 10.
Okay, so.
Except one. All hit except one.
28.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, so he's bloody now.
Damage from me.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Anything else from Mikhail?
I'm gonna give bonus action to Tori.
What do you mean you're going to give a bonus action to Tori?
Actually, no, never mind. I'm done.
Oh, okay. All right, so this one will attack. 23 to hit Mikhail.
No.
Right, for 9 piercing and 15 psychic. And it will be Tori's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the bloody one. So,
This is all magical, right?
the second one isn't.
The second one is not. Okay. So he still goes down. He goes down on the second hit, even with just 4 piercing. Anything else from Tori? Velamir's turn.
Okay, I'll attack. Oh, he dies. Well, then I'll move the. Let's do the attack here.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's 10.
Okay. Anything else from Velamir?
That's 21 damage, and then I'll just do a 5 bolt. 19 fire.
Okay, he's bloodied. Mikhail's turn.
And
Okay, so he fails.
Are cantrips permanent, or can you relearn them? Like, choose to take another.
Well, that's an interesting question. Most spell classes say that you can change your spells known when you advance. Usually it's one, and there's a debate as to whether that includes cantrips or not. I don't care. I'll tell you, as a DM, I don't care, but there.
Fair enough, yeah.
and I bonus action healed myself for
Whoops. Okay. For 9. Bonus action. Right, 18. Yeah, gotcha. Right, so he's going to take probably his final attack with disadvantage from Vicious Mockery. 9 will miss. Tori's turn.
I'm gonna shoot him.
The spells from, or the cantrips from the starter spells on Earth are kind of really good.
Don't mind that extra 2 on the second one. That's not there.
That's okay. Actually, just the first attack takes him down. What are the cantrips on the Unearthed Arcana starter spells?
Toll the Dead. Well, there's a bunch.
Oh yeah, Toll the Dead. Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw. They take 1d12, which scales with the levels. There's also one I think is quite interesting called Infestation. which seems to provoke attacks of opportunity. So the target makes a Constitution saving throw, or take 1d6 piercing damage. If the target takes any of that damage, it moves 5 feet in a random direction. So it's a movement. So surely that provokes.
Yeah, it
It's
should.
insane for a cantrip.
Yeah.
Retarded punch. That's better than the Dissonant Whispers.
Well, it depends on whether you consider that force movement or not.
No, it's using the same movement, I think.
Oh.
Just like Fear would. It's not being pushed, you know. At least I would consider that to be the case.
Okay.
Dissonant Whispers has similar.
That is pretty good. All right, so as the last Yith Hound goes down, a wave of energy washes across. I believe we have advantage on that because of, yeah, Valinor has proficiency. So DC 15 Wisdom save for 32 necrotic damage.
Advantage?
Yeah, you have advantage. Because Velimir has proficiency in Arcana. Which advantage did absolutely nothing for Mikhail.
I'm just wise beyond old age.
Good. All right, so everybody passes. Everybody takes 16 necrotic. These are Yith Hounds. They are native to the Feywild. They usually will serve some sort of a Fey-oriented creature as they go about some mission or activity. They're kind of like an overpowered familiar for Fey-type creatures.
Nice.
I have necrotic and radiant resistance.
You're right, from it being an Aasimar. All right, so a minute goes by, and suddenly among you appear small creatures with iron boots and red caps.
Go away.
No, these are not cool.
And they appear literally out of nowhere. Looks like they are somehow magically positioned within your group.
We did kind of piss off Archfey.
Yeah. And I don't... These guys are going to go straight into initiative.
That'd be quite funny.
Past initiative again.
Do have +5, I swear.
I can't go past 13.
I can't get better than 10, so.
Okay, so what's your real guy? Oh, wow.
What makes it worse is you have.
I have a +10. So yeah, I rolled a 3. I have to roll again and then we add myself. Sad. That's sad. Let me roll a how much I took 16 damage. Let me roll a Constitution. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah. Oh, that's from concentration on the animate objects. Is that what that? Oh, okay. So the.
Or if it was at least a minute, then it would have gone anyway. But
Oh, okay. All right.
For 10 minutes.
Well, let's see. So the way they're positioned, I guess they are going to run up and attack Tori first.
Tori loves being in melee.
Got a 17, a 19, and a 25 with his.
Jesus.
They all hit.
Okay. And then I need a DC 13 con save or be poisoned and paralyzed for a minute.
Do you need 3 or just
No,
one?
just one. Yeah, it's only the first attack that hits that procs. Yeah, right.
Good. That'd have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
He took a beating right now.
And it is Velamir's turn. Yeah.
Okay. I'll. Let me see if they're close enough. 30 feet of each other.
Yeah, they're within 30.
First target.
Yeah, they're within 30 feet of each other.
I guess I'll chain lightning them.
How many are there?
3.
I'll chain lightning. I'll make it. I have no idea what their worst save would be. I mean, do they look quite scrawny?
No, they look hardy. And they move. They are ugly, though.
Okay, I'll change it to charisma
Okay.
and add some force.
Well, Fey, man, their charisma is their stat.
What would that be? Okay.
Oh, so he just made it. All right. So the damage is 59. Is that right?
Yeah.
59 or 29. Actually, they don't have edge resistance or anything like that. Nope.
Those are some high rolls.
Yeah, Dan's paid for higher rolls.
All right, so that's done. This one, by
There's
the
3 of them. You only rolled 2.
yeah, but this one he failed to save and disappears.
Oh, he just died.
Yeah, he just died. He disappears in a cloud of greenish smoke that has sparks of various colors. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Anything else from
Those saves, man.
Velamir?
That's it.
All right. So both of these are looking pretty ragged now, though. Mikhail's turn.
Right?
Say again. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Or vicious mockery. They're not vicious mockery. Dissonant whispers.
This one over here by Tori. Which one are you dissonant whispering? That one. Okay. Okay, he saves. He still takes 8 points. Tori's turn.
Okay. I am going to. That's a door, right? Okay.
Yeah, these are
I'm
doors.
gonna skewering branch the guy that's on top of me from like here, like that. So he's
Okay.
gonna-
Dexterity save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the. It's a DC 15.
All right, so he fails. So he's going to take 3d4 piercing damage.
And be stuck to the wall. Restrained against the wall.
He gets stuck up here against the wall. Gotcha. Okay. And he actually, when he slams into the wall, he disappears into a cloud of smoke.
Nice.
Yeah, so this one, I guess he'll attack the nearest one. I don't think he's going to make it another round. So he is going to attack Mikhail. Got a 23, a 15, and a 22 to hit Mikhail.
Yeah, 23 hits.
Okay, for 8.
Actually, on the first one.
Say again, I'm sorry?
Cutting wards on the first one.
Oh, on the 23? Okay. So that's going to miss then. I'm assuming it's...
This is the second one.
Okay, and then the 22?
Hits. Huh?
Yeah, for 7 then. And then a DC 13 con save.
Is that a magical attack?
No, it is not a magical attack. I don't think.
And a con save, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is a magical attack. Yeah. Yeah, they're vicious. Their wicked sickles are vicious weapons. Yeah. All right. And I don't think he's going to make another round. We'll see. Velimir.
I'll follow that.
So 13. All right, so he disappears into a cloud of smoke as well. And we probably want to take a short rest at that point, I'm guessing.
Yeah, looks like it.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat some of those magical mushrooms there. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna still tear them in the onion.
They're good.
Garlic and onions, you know?
Although it's gonna last like the entire day. You'd be out for a few hours.
Hey, you guys also get the plus 10 if you need it for my healing song.
I thought it was a die or something like that, isn't it?
1d10 or 1d8? I think it's 1d10. No, Song of 1d8. The one for 1d6 to 1d8.
All right, and as we go about contemplating this vicious fighting over the past few minutes, I need a charisma saving throw from everybody. DC 15 charisma save. If you have something like a monk's stillness of mind, you would have advantage on this.
I'll see in a second.
Okay. So Tori takes the full 41. This can be at the end or during the short rest, whichever you prefer.
Doesn't really make a difference.
Something to ponder. With the magic items, do we just have the ones we have, or do we have the whole collection?
You have the whole collection, yeah.
Then we should probably distribute that.
Do I take 20?
Yeah, no, it's all or nothing on this. Yeah, there's no half damage.
Wow.
Okay. And then we complete our our short rest. And these Arch Fey don't seem to be very happy with us.
17.
Apparently not. I mean, I understand why. I fully expect it. But, yeah.
That's the Arch Fey's name, by the way. Her name is Arithisia. She is the creator of the hags, or at least had a hand in it. No one knows if she's insane or just weird in her distorted view of beauty.
Yeah, must be.
And then all right, so as we are recovering, 3 humans enter, and they are distinctly out of place here in that they are very colorful in their garb. They they do not appear to be suited to
The
this.
jesters?
No, more like very just richly deep colors. They say so. We serve Arithisia. Yeah, we have long ago we established a pact with her, and she grants us many benefits, some of which are the Yith hounds who you've already killed, right? So this has turned out to be much more costly to us than we were anticipating, and we thought that maybe instead of pursuing this rivalry, we could convince you to abandon your hostility towards Arithisia and her creations.
Well, if her creations are hostile, then I'm not going to cease my hostilities.
She just wants you to leave her hag spawn alone. She's just trying. Say again.
Jumped into conclusion.
Why?
Pissed us off.
Why does she want you to leave the hag spawn alone?
Why should we?
Because she's just trying to even out the fairness of the cosmos, right? So her creations have been biased against and held back by the other sentient races since inception, and she's just trying to help them get caught up, right? Why should elves and dwarves and even orcs be allowed to proliferate, but not the prodigy of hags?
Well, it just seems so forced.
Is she
Like,
familiar with the
go ahead.
blah blah blah?
Say that again, Mario?
Is she familiar with the concept of blah 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 blah?
I don't think she is, no.
I'm just gonna introduce them that they talk nonsense. Blah 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 blah.
No.
I will say though,
Can't attack somebody and then like talk about like, well,
yeah, it's understood, but I will say, it seems like this is so forced. Like nothing about her creation seems like it's at all working. I mean, you know, it's all the hags spawn they're born. It's just terrific births. It's clearly not how all the other races work. It's quite out of place. In general.
Well,
Illustration, poorly designed.
you're right. So the hag spawn here in Bancross are in the process of correcting that, right? So with the benefit of her blessing, Bancross is now fertile, so that he can reproduce like every other sentient race. And now with the returning of their
But they're not well though, is the point. It's not like there's... Well, why didn't they go mate with hags or something?
why don't they what? I'm sorry.
Go mate with hags.
Hag spawn have never mated with hags. They've never even tried to, actually. It is doubtful that hags would accommodate that. Hags usually view hag spawn as their... they would consider that like an incestuous relationship. Hags would.
here's the problem.
Why would they care? I mean, hags are like horrible creatures. I don't see why they'd care about that.
Well, hags have a different but still and unique culture, but it's still a culture, right?
Okay.
They have mores and norms, and here's the problem. What?
The argument like that, saying that hags are the same as the orcs and all the other sentient races. Here's the problem: orc is born not in a sin, but becomes a vicious sinner and killer as a result of the actions. Where the hag in its of the unwilling female raping her, the pain and anguish to give birth to a hag spawn.
Well,
So right there, it's not the same comparison.
okay. So there are several things at work here. The first one is So if you look at the way that hags reproduce, where they consume a baby, a humanoid baby, right? That obviously can't be tolerated by the wider races. So Arithisia is trying to correct that. She is implementing mechanisms whereby hag spawn, right, can reproduce in a manner that is at least reasonable to other races, right, through sexual reproduction.
Why didn't she make a hag spawn female?
Because they would. That's just a matter of genetics. Yeah. If it's the.
When you're a magical creature, does that even matter? Seems like you could do what you want at that point.
Yeah. So she's been unable to. I guess she would like to do that, but that's just not been within her ability to bend the laws of biology that far, right? But she has been able to instill fertility in these hag spawn so that they can reproduce. Now the next thing is that it is almost always deadly to the birth mother, and they are about to reconcile that. It will now be extremely painful, right? And will kind of, but all births of humanoids are painful for the birth mother, right? Except maybe elves.
Not necessarily, because
Maybe elves are not painful, but almost all.
It's not a willing participant.
Right. So that brings up the next question. So you want to classify the hag spawn's initiatives to overcome the resistance of the potential mothers as rape, but all sexual activity, you have the situation where the female is hesitant to engage in sexual activity, and by some means the male overcomes that resistance. So why are you saying that? Yeah. So I mean, I suppose there are some mothers who are just like, oh no, I will just randomly engage in sexual activity with whatever guy. But the overwhelming majority of sexual activity involves a resistant female and a male who has to overcome that. And you are making the arbitrary decision that flowers and candies are somehow better than just naked force, right?
The difference.
They're both coercions. They're both coercions. They're just different avenues to achieve the same goal.
The argument is the one requires a necessary coercion, where the other has a.
The only society that conforms to what you're saying is the previous Drow society, where the females were dominant, absolutely, and they were the ones who controlled all aspects of society.
This is the fallacy of the argument: is that do not have to. Yeah, some societies, majority of the females might be coerced, right, through the sweet talk, money, whatever, but that is not necessary for the reproduction. That's just the culture. Where with the hag, there is no other way of achieving some consummation of the whatever spawn creation. So that has to be disengaged, otherwise it won't happen. Whereas in the society, that's your cultural, that's individual choice, yada yada yada. It might be prevalent.
Chained up in a building, just forced to have babies.
The difference. So it happens, and that can be remedied because that's a cultural thing. But here, there's no remedy because there has to be a rape. There has to be an imposition of one's will on the other one, and there is no choice. And therefore, it is not acceptable.
Well, you could make the same argument about cultural norms, right, amongst various populations, where a wife is expected to provide physical intimacy to her husband, and if she doesn't do that, then she is subject to ridicule and scorn, and sometimes even banishment at the husband's behest.
She has a choice, right?
Well, not really. Her choice is to consent to her husband's demands, or become a pariah, or be.
Not to do it.
Not really, right?
She can choose not to do it.
If the choice is death or to do it, that's not really a choice.
That's still a choice. Right? Because anybody can
No,
make a choice.
if your choice is an impossible choice, that's not a valid choice, right?
Possible choice.
Yeah, if it's an impossible choice,
Choice is a choice.
yeah, that's like saying, well,
It's a choice you're never gonna choose.
I'm going to hold I'm going to hold a knife to your throat, and you have a choice. You can give me your wallet, or you can die, right? That's not really a choice, right?
It's still a choice because I have a freedom to choose. That's not a rational.
That would be an extremely evil view of interaction between sentient beings. That if
Yeah.
There's
It's
a
not
rational
a
choice.
choice. What's a choice that no one's gonna want to choose?
Exactly, but there's still a choice. Whereas in
Oh
this
yeah, but
situation, there's
that doesn't change anything though.
no choice. She's gonna get kidnapped. She's gonna be chained. She doesn't even have a choice to go to jail or become a pariah or die. They're just gonna rape her, and she's gonna go through that pain.
well, all right. So we would actually agree with you that previous to the Nilmorn's return, there was no choice, right? But now there is a choice. So the women will have a choice into at what level they embrace the hag spawn culture, right? They can become willing participants and enjoy some level of equality and comfort in their existence, or they can be forced to participate as a harem member. Yeah. The arrival of Nelmorn, the life cleric, should be a dramatic increase in the lifestyle of the women in Bang Cross. I mean, childbirth is still going to be painful, and it will involve a few moments of death, but it's no longer fatal. There will almost certainly be some acquiring of women going forward, whether that will be members of Bancroft as they have been, right? So their culture has very much evolved around the annual cycles of slave raiding, right? They will leave in the fall and then spend the winters away and then come back in the spring. But now that can change. Now then that the women won't be dying. Now then that their women are not a resource that will be exhausted. So they almost certainly their culture will change. It's exactly what form that culture will take is to be seen.
So how long do hags spawn live for?
They're like other Fey. They have an indefinite lifespan. They're like elves and Asimars.
Willing participant then?
I guess just the natural impatience. Yeah.
There seems to be a flaw. I mean, they could just wait to find someone that actually wants to. But...
Can I use my natural itchy finger as an excuse? No, why not? I don't want to agree with them.
Well, so almost certainly, given enough time, hag spawn would find willing mates now that they can.
Well, they have all the time in the world.
Right, but they are repulsive to most, not necessarily physically, but their aggression and their attitudes towards other races. It would be very hard for them to find a willing participant. Yeah, that would not be.
Like, I don't know, but similar cultures, so races of similar cultures, like maybe orcs or something like that.
They have not been able to demonstrate that they are able to breed with anything other than humans to this point. Probably because Bane Cross's mother was Meg Cross's father was a human. So probably he's only genetically compatible on any level with other humans.
So how was Bane Cross born?
A hag and a human.
Uh-huh. So why not just have that all the time? 'Cause that no one dies there. Although
the hag almost always kills the human. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, but that's just because they're dicks.
Yeah, hags are bad. Yeah.
Well, I guess so. Basically, we're not going to come to a conclusion here. or agree to? Can we agree to disagree?
Yeah, that's not really. That's really our mission. Our mission is to extract a sincere commitment from you to stop your interference in the evolution of Hagspawn culture here in Bancross, or to enforce that.
Well, I'm uncertain if they can change enough that they could be able to have like a society which would be will actually work. They just seem unlawful, unwilling to like concede any sort of laws or anything like that. They just seem to do whatever they want, however they want, with sort of no reprimand. It's completely unchecked, and I don't see that ever changing.
Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to insist.
Well, wait, I mean,
we
can
can't.
convince me otherwise. I mean, you don't seem to be able to.
I think we've made our best argument that really this is.
Really, I mean, they're just horrible creatures, and you just say, yeah, they are, but I want them to exist anyway.
I'm not sure why you guys have such a vested interest in the fate of humans anyway.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do now. Where are they standing? Where are they standing?
I don't really have much.
All right, so I'll put them in here. Yeah, so there you go. They're like standing around here, like so. Sure.
I really didn't think about that.
We're gonna just pull a little Jedi mind trick on them.
Well, if you begin casting, that's going to put us into initiative.
Yeah, let's go with a verbal component.
Unless you have some way to not be observed casting it.
Basically, if you look at it, it suggests a certain action. And I'm gonna tell them, okay, well.
But what I'm saying is,
here, just leave.
yeah. So what I'm saying is as soon as you begin casting that, they're going to react, and that's going to put us into initiative.
Yeah, unless you have a way to make it. So
Yeah, unless you have subtle spell or something like that.
No, I don't have a subtle spell. No, okay, so I have to have that. Well, I'm gonna just do this then. The other extreme of that, and instead of guaranteeing the success, I'm gonna try to say, hey, get out of my face.
They do make a valid point though. None of us have vested interest.
I know they're making.
Like the human culture. Why do we care so much?
Attacking us, and we keep telling them that leave us the fuck alone, and they keep attacking us, like trying to kill us. And when they're unable to kill us, then they want to talk, and that's not a acceptable approach. If you want to talk, and then like if we don't agree, then we can disagree. If we, I'm willing to part ways right now, and you guys can go talk to your archfey, and.
Well, they need confirmation that we're not going to continue.
Yeah.
Confirmation to anybody that is hostile to us.
Well, they're only hostile because we want to, destroy the hags, right? So
The hag spawn, right? Yeah.
We're just trying to free the women. We're here to free the women, and you guys choose to keep the women and not release them. Therefore, it's not like our fault that you guys are deciding to.
Well, so what do you mean you're here to free the women? So you're saying that if we negotiated a release of the women who wanted to leave, that you would then...
All the ones that were kidnapped, release them. If they come back on their free fruition, then great. If they don't, then...
Well, a few of them pregnant, so
that's a lot.
3 of them are dead already.
It's like, we need to get the men freed right now with no, and we live with women, and you guys can figure out. You can screw each other. You can screw like goats, whatever. But the kidnapped women, like need to leave.
What if the women don't want to leave? What if they have decided?
Not of the free will. They're not of the free will right now. You cannot keep somebody in captivity and say that they can make their own decision.
Well, they could say yes, I want to leave. Something stopping them from saying that.
You don't know what situation they are. You know what kind of psychological impact, like psychological torture.
Well, it might be better than their previous whatever they were taken from. Who knows?
Especially now that they won't be dying, right? That'll make a big difference in their calculus.
Raised from the dead.
Well, yeah, but it won't be permanent.
Yeah, I mean they're dead. They're dead for like 30 seconds. I mean,
That's not bad. I mean, I don't think we've actually ever died. We've gone unconscious for, I don't know, however many rounds.
I'm not cool with this.
so you're not willing
So
to.
even when the woman will say, yeah, I want to stay, you're still not okay with that.
Just leave. Get the restoration cast on them, or 30 days to get normal, and then if they decide to come back, then you know what? That's their choice.
Well, right. So most of them are pregnant already, and
They can be charmed. They can be all kinds of things. We don't know what has happened to them.
Okay. Well, and you are presuming that none of them are going to want to stay. That every single one of them is going to say, well, yeah, take me to some random place that I may or may not be familiar with so that I can give birth to this creature that is in no way going to be accepted by the society that you're dropping me off in.
Said is they need to get out of the captivity, have certain amount of time, let's say 30 days or a month or 2 months, for them to come to the grips with the reality. If they were charmed or otherwise magically affected, be free of that. And then if they make the decision to come back to you guys, then you know what? That's up to them. But right now, to make a rational choice.
Well, you're presuming that the only rational choice would be to leave, and that is a
I think it is.
Come back.
no. I mean that's just that
Everybody's gonna revolt.
you are
What it is.
yeah. It's so in addition to the immediately hostile environment, let's say you have, which we have the magical means to take them to teleport somewhere else. But even under those circumstances, you're going to be depositing them. Some of them have been gone for years, right? So they've lost contact with any sort of support system they have wherever you were to take them, and they are pregnant now with a child that is going to be absolutely unwelcome in the society you deposit them in. Why would they give up the relative luxury here, right? So here, their needs are taken care of. They live a relatively comfortable lifestyle compared to what women throughout the rest of Dimgaard live. And their child will be accepted within the culture of being. How would they come back, right? So
Just as you kidnapped them, you can bring them back. I'll get them on my horse and bring them right back to you if they decide to come back. But the point is that you need to get them out of this hostile environment for them to get in the grip of the reality so they're not under the constant oppression, so they can make the informed rational choice. If the informed rational choice is to come back because they don't no longer like that previous life that they had, then I have zero problem with that because that's their choice, right? That's the rational choice. For them, that's the best course of action. But
What if they
right
don't
now,
know what the best course of action is for them? It's for themselves.
make that decision for themselves. That's my point. I'm not
What?
saying that they should never come back here. I
No,
say
no, no.
they should come back on their own will.
Well, all I'm saying is, what if they don't make the right decision for themselves? So, what I'm saying if there's a better decision that they could have made, but they didn't, is that it's not smart enough, for example.
And the rational self-interest, everybody has different. But they need to make that choice for themselves. That's why it's called rational self-interest, right? Self
Right.
is the self, not the rational for most people. No, it's for that
Right.
one individual, whatever's the rational best
Rationality is
decision.
objective, it's not subjective.
No, it's not.
It could be
Rational
rational in
is
their
what
minds, but that wouldn't make it true.
my point. See, let them make the choice. They might not make the best course of action in your opinion, but it would be the best course of action in their opinion. That's why they have to make it for themselves.
Right.
I
So
personally think that their best interest would be to stay here. They're kind of fucked at this point. They can't go anywhere else. I mean, I think, personally, in the long run, unless our goal is to kill everything, all the hags, and somehow
We
look
try to
after
send
the
them to
woman.
the other dimension, right? We want to send them to Feywild, right?
Well, the point is, if they're not going to do that. I think they'd rather fight us than do that. But so it seems that we've got really two options, or three options, I guess. We could negotiate them to go back to the Feywild somehow, which they won't do. We could kill all of them, or we could guide like the upbringing of their culture. If that's allowed somehow, we could work with.
I think we're making a pretty good argument right now. Because I think they're going to be a point where they're going to say, okay, resistance is futile. We're going to travel to the Feywild, right? And now we have...
sorry, you're breaking up there, Omari. Well, maybe I'm the one who's breaking up. Can you guys hear me? Oh, maybe not.
ballpark, not even saying game.
I'm sorry, I VC'd there for just a second, but I'm back. So what is, I missed the last part of that, Omari. What were you saying? Can you recap for me, please?
I say, if we keep pressing our argument that, hey, you guys don't belong here, you don't play by our rules, you guys need to go home.
Okay, so they are,
We're gonna go home.
are you talking about the hag spawn?
The hacks themselves. They need to get the fuck up. Because right now, their way of life does not jive with our way of life.
The hags aren't. The hags will never go back to the Feywild. The Feywild doesn't want them.
Yeah, the hags.
This has already been discussed.
Somewhere else, right? That's where our initial plan was, to send them somewhere else.
They have agreed. The hags in Dimgaard have agreed to relocate if a suitable territory can be found for them. But the Seelie and Unseelie courts in the Feywild do not want the hags back in the Feywild. They do not want several hundred hags returning to the Feywild.
Elemental plane. There you go. They can go screw elementals.
But you can hag spawn. I mean, the hag and the hag spawn are different.
Yeah.
Wait, once the hags are gone.
Pardon?
Problem will go away once the hags are no longer in this.
No. The hag spawn are a completely different issue.
Yeah, in fact, the hags are very adamant that they will not take the hag spawn with them.
Yeah, the hag spawns are sterile. They cannot reproduce.
But these guys can.
Yeah, that's
The whole point of this is they can.
that is the whole point, is that these hag spawn have been granted fertility by the Archfey Arithisia. So these hag spawn can reproduce.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, what? You were breaking
We're
up.
gonna take care of that problem right now.
Well, like I said, unless you're going to kill all of them, how are we going to take care of that problem?
Let's say if we agree to find them a suitable place, just like he granted the blessing of freaking reproduction, he can take that reproduction away from them.
But why would they?
They made them. They're in this
It's
for a long
violent. It's inherently violent situation.
Well, so are orcs. I mean, it's something we should be looking at. I think if we could guide their culture in a certain direction, then we could avert the least amount of harm and gain the most from it.
From like hack spawn staying in whatever.
Right. So Bancross has established this hag spawn enclave at just a territory where no other settlement would. They're not encroaching on anyone else's territory, right? They're in this frozen tundra where they have to feed themselves with good berries, and I don't. What is how much more remote do you want them to move?
They still have to kidnap the women, right?
Not anymore.
Maybe not, right?
It's not true. Those women will grow old at some point, and after giving too many births,
Oh, yeah.
they will go like sterile.
Right, and there's a population of slave traders who are not hag spawn, who all the hag spawn all they have to do in Bang Crossing is put out the word that if you get us women here, we will pay a good price for them. So they're not necessarily not going to be engaged in slavery at all, but they may not be the active raiders any longer. It may in their best interest.
Let's make it like for the argument's sake. Let's say at some point slavery is no longer the option. You're gonna kidnap.
Well, yeah.
They
So
have no way of sustaining their society.
right. So
The argument is
Well, annoyingly, because it only creates men.
yeah,
You always need to have women enter.
exactly.
That's right.
Therefore, mentally, it requires violence. Requires
No,
well,
the
necessarily.
abolition of free will.
no,
it would require coercion.
yeah, they could do it.
That's violence.
No, you can coerce people with things other than violence.
Money.
It's still violence. It's not physical, but it is like a violent
No.
action. You're taking somebody's free will away from them.
No, that's not what coercion is.
Yeah.
It's persuasion. I think you should come
Right. If I show
across.
up in a brothel, right? If I show up in a brothel in any of the lower class parts of Dimgaard and say, "Look, I've got a better life for you. It's going to be out on the fringe of society with a frozen tundra, but you will be much better provided for than you are here, in this slum." They would almost certainly have human women who would accept that invitation.
If that's the case, why are they kidnapping women right now?
Well, right now
They die.
they die, yeah. But with the return of this life cleric, they will be able to have children and be revivified. So that will change their culture dramatically.
Yeah, but I also think they need to sort of be kept in check. So they're kind of just doing whatever they feel like. But if there is some kind of order in place and some kind of law, then I think it could be at least put on some path. Sound reasonable?
I mean, some sort of oversight.
And what about this?
Yeah,
What about
some
this
kind of
life
oversight.
cleric? After that life cleric dies, what's going to happen?
Well, he's a hag spawn, so he will live an indefinite period of time, right? And he is not the only hag spawn who is on that path. Right? There are several hag spawn who he's just the first one of them to reach the level as a life cleric where he will be able to cast Revivify.
Who's giving them their divine powers, by the way? Or who do they follow? Or is it just the archer?
So almost everything that they have derived so far has been from the Archfey. But they have identified a population of hag spawn who have the capacity to progress just purely based upon their own faith, their own serenity and meditations as life clerics.
Okay, but they're not following any particular god.
No, they're not following any particular deity, nor are they even a part of the one true faith. It's just their inherent faithfulness, their inherent, I don't know what you'd call it, like serenity.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
But it's only a very small population, right? That's a rare, very rare trait. Like they've only have about a half a dozen who they've identified out of the entire several hundred hag spawn who are active out of Bancross. So, right. So back to the warlocks of Arithisia. So are we going to be able to work with them? Do we think they want to see the hag spawn culture thrive in accordance with the hopes of Arithisia, but they are willing to make concessions to that, right? Even to transition they can't speak for the hag spawn themselves, but they would certainly be influential with the hag spawn, and they could try to transition the human women from captives to a more volunteer situation.
I think that would be good. If they could treat them well enough, and as well with the raiding rather than slave trading, you could just sort of, I don't know, go out, find impoverished women and offer them a better life, if it could be called that. Presumably it's good for some.
Right. That does bring up an important point, right? So in anticipation of the revivifies, Bancross has accumulated a stockpile of gems, right? Because each revivify costs a considerable amount of gems. But yes, so that in order to sustain their population, even without replenishing the females, they're going to have to acquire those gems, and they don't really have any resources to trade. The only way they have to acquire that is through raiding and banditry. There's the warlocks don't have a solution to that. They're going to be a population that's going to be hated, not just because of the kidnapping of women, but also because of their annual marauding.
Yeah, that's an issue.
They could be mercenaries.
Well, they don't exist yet, but they could be.
Because I imagine that it's not something that's not needed in Dimgaard. It's just not a thing yet because nobody's actually been done it before.
Well, yeah, mercenaries usually imply large state warfare, right? That goes beyond the capacity to field force from your local reserves, and so you have to hire, and that just hasn't. With the exception of along the Tofarian border, that's never happened before. And the Gnomish nation is only the second nation state in Dimgaard, the Tofarians being the first. So it will be a thing that is ripe to evolve, but it just hasn't been needed so far.
Have any of the cities ever decided to go at war with each other? So I have a claim on that city, I'm going to go take it.
Right, so the city of Dakar, which is up there in the north, it wasn't so much the city going to war as the individual who built Dakar wanted to exert his personal control over everything he saw. So Dakar went on, and then there was reaction to that, where several city-states allied to drive that to eliminate that threat. But that's the closest that's ever come in Dimgaard to state versus state warfare.
So it has happened, but not very much.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So there must not really be that many actual soldiers, other than just like the reserve guys to stop peasants from revolting.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. You will have a typical town it'll have a small set of nobles who are trained as knights, and then a larger set of basically peasants who have learned the rudimentaries of using a spear and shield, who form the town watch. And then if there's ever a threat, they will do a draft for a few weeks of every able-bodied man in the town to go and fight in whatever capacity they can.
Are we really buying what they're selling? Because right now they have yet to adhere to a single agreement that we have reached.
Who has the Hagspawn? Yeah.
Themselves. They have broken every single agreement that we had.
Yeah, Hagspawn are not known for their stability. Yeah, they may make a sincere commitment, but they have a tendency towards rationalization and justification, and it makes them very hard to reach long-term agreements with. That is true.
There you go. That's the problem we have right now.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they could do. Yeah, I'd like to think that we could, but I don't know. I don't think it in the end. Maybe it could, but I think it would just be like another nuisance, really. Like the outcome is that there's going to be like Grumsh worshippers. There's going to be marauding,
Exactly.
like horrible folk who are just going to impose their culture on other people. Seems to be that's the case. They're going to outrage
At some point, they're gonna reach the point where women were not willingly coming, or not enough numbers, and they're gonna rationalize. Well, since they're not coming in enough numbers, now we need to coerce them.
So where does that leave us with the warlocks here?
Thank you, but no thank you.
And Nikki, what do you think?
I mean, I would prefer, not. Like, if we get some sort of a guarantee from somebody, like, maybe if the Archfey decided that to make them follow the promises, then, that would work. As for them getting money, they could probably do it, crafting things.
There's not really much up here, though, is the problem.
Yeah, and they're not predisposed though. They are chaotic in their nature.
Well, actually, what they could do instead of revivify, they could cast Death Ward.
Oh yeah, that's true. But that's a 7th level spell, right?
4.
Oh, is it 4th?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that requires no money, and it just stops someone from dying.
That's right. Yeah, I hadn't thought of Death Ward. So their spellcaster would have to progress a couple more levels. But yeah.
Another 2, 3.
Yeah. Because Revivify's 3rd and Death Ward is
4th, yeah.
4th.
So it has to be 7th level.
Well, Revivify is actually 2nd level as well.
Revivify's 3rd.
Level 3.
Revivify's 3rd, for sure.
Revivify is 3rd, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played a cleric, life cleric for 20 levels.
Yeah, Revivify's 3rd level spell.
Well, they would have to get 2 more levels to get to that.
To Death Ward, yeah. I think that would at least take their share of money. But I think they'd still want to raid anyway at some point, right? Just for an income, so they can get stuff? Or does that not really how it works?
Well, they can trade their hack spawn to those wizards that we encountered for turn into magical items.
I don't know if that could really work. Well, hack spawn Can you tell those bunch of hands?
They have a big ritual where one of them will sacrifice themselves for the better of the society.
None of them will do that, but I guess you could.
Well,
You can persuade them
just
to
force
do it.
one.
the life cleric would. The life cleric you could for sure, because of his
Right.
his domain spells.
Yeah, but that's because he's a cleric, but rather than
Yeah.
because he's a hag's
Yeah,
kind of funny that you could engineer this situation where you would like get someone to be really good at certain things, like get levels of wizards or things like that, and then you turn them as a magic item just for that reason.
I want you to learn this cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they have dark vision and they have Fey ancestry. So, yeah,
Could, potentially.
yeah, probably it would be best to have them have those as riders attached to something bigger in some way, rather than.
How about if we get the since they live forever, right? Do they have a 4 high-level hack spawns that they can give us as hostages? Agreement, we will execute them.
Why don't we just get the Archfey to enforce them? 'Cause they probably could.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could.
We could enforce it, but my point is here's the thing, that's the problem with the chaotic nature, right? They can rationalize out of anything. You know what I mean? They're not lawful. They don't adhere to the limitations imposed by society, right? Always challenge those boundaries.
Well, yeah, they don't really consider anyone other than Hagspawn to be equals to them. They don't consider them to be worthy of following their agreement, basically, right?
Not even the Archfey?
Well, yeah, the Archfey they would, yeah. I mean, like humans or.
Nature,
Oh, the yeah,
just like
yeah. Arithisia. I mean, I don't know that she would feel compelled to follow an agreement with creatures who are so much less powerful than she is.
So what you're saying is we could go to 20th level, then beat her up, and then make her agree.
that's what my point was. We need to press the argument until we reach the point where they have to accept it.
Well, I'm still unclear on what your proposition is there, Mikhail.
Is that they need to provide us with some way which can be sustainable, right? And a sustainable is, okay,
But I just said,
we will have the
if they can get to 7th level and cast Death Wards, then that's sustainable. It doesn't require any money. They just keep doing that forever, and then it's still the room for
the
dying.
agreement will die.
No.
Well, they'll age. They will eventually die of old age, yeah. But they will be.
If they give too many birth, they will become sterile.
Well, no.
There's too many. I mean, you can get women, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Don't really see them until they what menopause. And then they just,
It's a finite resource.
well, but it's fuck. So is the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, eventually they will. They will lose their fertility because of aging. Yeah, women will.
The
Yeah,
sun is a finite resource, but yeah, that's enough.
yeah,
We need to come to the conclusion which can be sustainable. Like we said, okay, you can have an ad running in the nearest towns. Hey, if you're tired of living in the brothel and you want to come give birth to the freaking hex bombs, here's the freaking number you called and we'll give you money for it. And the way they can make money is they're trading their hex bombs to those freaking wizards for the money. There you go. That's sustainable. Because now you don't have to force the freaking women to be abducted, right? They can come there by choice, and if there's not enough demand, just raise the price, right? Instead of sacrificing 2 hack spawns, now you're sacrificing 4. So lots of luck, gentlemen. At least you're getting a woman in return.
But they
right?
wouldn't. They're not going to sacrifice Hagspawn.
Yeah, their whole point is because their whole point is to establish Hagspawn as a dominant race, right, equal to any other race, orcs or elves or humans.
They can write them in freaking Hagspawn history as the men who sacrificed their lives for the betterment of their race.
Well, it's
There you
not
go. They can be
yeah.
freaking martyrs.
Right. So
Build an obelisk for them.
they would be much more likely to go out and raid other villages to find non-Hagspawn to trade for as sacrifices for magic items. Right? I mean, why would they condemn members of their own community when they could just take those same members of their own community and go capture some Tinglets or Northmen?
They're not as valuable to those wizards as the Hagspawn are.
Uh,
Nature.
Well, yeah, so in general, a human is not going to have, but there are almost certainly humans there with, I don't know, traits like spell initiate or the lucky feat who are going to be eligible targets for crafting into something.
There's also the gnome nation.
Yeah, that's true. The gnomes have assembled themselves into one big chunk that they could prey upon.
Because if they start raiding the gnomes, we're gonna get involved and kick their ass. Or somebody like us will get involved and they get their ass kicked. Whereas we don't give a shit about Hogspawns, and they can trade the Hogspawns as much as they want.
I don't see any way for them to agree to that strategy, or at least not in a sincere way. I mean, they may give it lip service if you're willing to go leave them alone. But
and then we'll press our argument until they accept it.
that's what I'm saying. They may accept it, but I don't see them fulfilling it.
Yeah.
The consequence.
How I'm saying right now is, I think. Well, if I'm. It depends on a lot. I think this is probably this plane's gonna be my home for like the indeterminate future, and Hagspawn would just be a plague on that. I think they had no substance to this other than just mayhem.
Yes, that is. I think that's an accurate statement. Hagspawn, in general, are a blight on any society they attach to.
Yeah. So I think I'm there for no. I think we're probably gonna have to push negotiations down the line.
If they give us like a ward, like a captive, that we hostage that we can keep, that is valuable to them, that if they go back on their agreement, we will.
Right.
Then that's something that's acceptable.
I mean, yeah, they could give you one of the leaders of their watch patrols. I mean,
No, we need somebody that's up high.
well, that's so. The hierarchy is Bancross, and then a core of patrol leaders, and then just the other hundreds of Hagspawn, right? With the exception of the life clerics. The life clerics are extraordinary. And of course, Bancross is not going to consent to be a hostage.
What we take? How
Yeah,
many
I
life
think-
players do they have?
The first one is returning today.
I think we're gonna have to destabilize the Hagspawn to where we have a more favourable negotiation standpoint, where we can just make the rules. Where at this point we're going to have to make a bit more stricter concessions, but if we end up in a more advantageous position, we can kind of impose what we want upon them. But we're gonna have to do that day to day.
So what are we going to do about Arithisia? Or her, at least her warlocks who are here.
I think they're gonna fires, right? They're not just gonna leave.
They're not going to leave without being convinced that you're going to cease your campaign against the hag spawn.
Well, I'm honest for now.
Here's the thing. We just gave them an offer. You guys can go talk to whatever her name is and see what she says about this arrangement.
What is your offer? I'm sorry, I don't.
The hog spawns to the freaking wizards. And give us the hostages. Like, if you have a 2 life cleric, we'll take 1 life cleric as a hostage, and if you go back on an agreement, we'll kill him.
Okay, they don't have to. The first of their life clerics is returning today.
On point, they're going to give us a life cleric.
I don't think there's any point. We might as well just rack Bane Cross, and then at a later date we can renegotiate how hag spawn exists.
But here's the thing: if we're going to roll initiative right now, if they don't leave.
Okay, well they're not leaving.
Yeah.
The point is, I wanted to kind of send them off.
Okay, but yeah, they're not leaving. So I guess we've reached an impasse.
Did you get healed up? Did Tori get healed up?
We completed a short rest. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we go into. Are we going into initiative then? We're going to beat them.
Fine with that, yeah.
Okay.
No other choice here. I tried to send them on a busy work, but you guys disagree with it. So.
But yeah, I just don't think it would work.
Missing Tori in initiative there. There we go.
Woohoo!
You broke 13. Okay. Well, all right. So he's going to be casting a spell. Let me see. I think he's going to. Let me see. Yeah, he begins casting a spell.
Is it obvious who the target is?
He is casting Hold Person.
The other warlocks, they'll counter it. Or attempt to.
Right? At what level?
Yeah, third.
Okay, you need to make a caster level check. He's the 5th. He's casting at 5th level.
Oh no.
Well, it doesn't matter though. Like the counter spell is the Hold Person is a level 2nd spell. So.
No, if it's cast.
Well, he upcasts it.
Yeah, he upcasts it.
I don't think it matters for the counter spell.
Yeah.
It just matters on the level of the spell.
Do you have luck points, Elmer?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, so I need a DC 14 Wisdom save from all 3 of you. DC 14 Wisdom save.
No, I can't.
Okay, so Velimir is not held, but the other 2 are. And it is Tori's turn. At the end of your turn, you can reattempt that DC 14 Wisdom save. And you are no longer held.
I don't really suppose I'll say that.
Okay, so. Okay, I guess we will do. I think we'll do that again. Yeah, we'll do another Hold Person. So Mikhail's already affected, so Tori and Velimir need a
What's the DC?
14.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's unaffected?
And Velimir, at the end of your turn, you can attempt another DC 14 Wisdom. It still held. All right, so well, he's going to do something different. What is he going to do? He's going to I guess he is going to move up. He could actually, he can, yeah, he can't get to Velimir.
I'm out, right?
And yeah, so you're paralyzed. So he's going to use Eldritch Blast. So a 22, a 22, and a 25 against Mikael.
Eldritch. I made 22.
You're already paralyzed from the first one. You never became unparalyzed.
And I made the save.
No.
No. You rolled a 9.
Still,
You rolled a 9.
you failed the first one.
Turn, I make a save.
Yeah, and you haven't.
Hasn't been your- Oh, yeah.
So I'm not paralyzed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't see that. Where is your second?
Yeah. 22 in chat.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay. So, yeah. So then he's not going. So he will move up. He can't get. Yeah, yeah. He'll move up and attack Velimir. So an 18, a 22, and a 25 against Velimir.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well, actually, no.
So it's going to be 3, 8, 24 total. Sorry about that, Mikael. I didn't see where you. I somehow just rolled past you. And,
Yeah, this is
okay, so.
interesting.
Right, so he's going to shoot at Velimir as well. 10, a 17, and a 25 to hit Velimir.
25 ball. Out of 17 AC.
Okay, so for 1 and 3, so total of 4. And it is Tori's turn.
Okay, I am.
I got a question. You know that when you use the range attacks in a melee range, that's a disadvantage, right?
Right.
But
Mhm.
it's
Right, what about it?
They don't have like a crossbow or whatever.
No, they don't. Mm-mm. Yeah, so you're in melee and then you're attacking a paralyzed target. Those offset, and so it's just a straight die roll.
Okay, got it.
Tori's turn.
Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, and this one actually has blinked out.
what one?
The ones with the pink.
the pink dot.
Yeah. So they both have blinked
How
out.
long were we talking about?
I don't know. Several minutes.
Casting his spells.
Yeah, that last turn. Oh wait, I'm sorry. They can't. Blink is not a bonus action spell. My mistake. Yeah, they do not blink out. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking they had sorcerer abilities, and they could cast it as a bonus action. Yeah. My mistake.
Okay. Well. Guess I'm gonna skewer the one that's in front of Velimir.
Okay. Dexterity save, right?
Yeah. DC 15.
All right. So he succeeds. So he still takes half damage, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Anything else from Tori?
I'm gonna back up.
Okay. How's that ready? I don't. Okay, well, I guess he'll move back here. And he'll shoot his Eldritch Blast at Velimir as well.
That's still force damage, isn't it?
Yeah, it's force.
I'm taking half.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be 1 and 2. And it's Mikhail's turn.
Give me 1 second. I want to see what's the range of this.
Good old British shielding.
Right.
Shame mine's not special.
So I'm gonna turn into my angelic form.
Okay.
I'm gonna have some fun here.
What is it you're doing? I'm sorry.
Trollic sphere.
Oh, okay.
These are right here.
What is the area of effect on it?
So he doesn't get hit. He gets hit. He doesn't get hit. So these two guys get hit. Area save. These C18 or suffer 38 damage.
Okay. What level spell is that?
Fourth. But obviously you're gonna
But I upcast it to 7.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah, 20-foot radius. Just 20-foot radius.
Okay, anything else from...
No, on top of it, they take the. I'm 13th level, right? So 13 plus 13 because I'm in the angelic form.
Right? Mm-hmm.
1 damage.
Okay.
Now the next round, they take 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm flying up high in the air. They need to make the concentration check, right?
See where this got to. 25 and 13. I guess you can make that concentration.
Total.
Alright, so Velimir's no longer held.
Cool.
And it is Velimir's turn.
I got your back, son.
I need to wave my hands and turn invisible.
Oh, okay.
Then move. And then Scorching Ray at 4th level, so I get another 2.
Okay, let's see. 13 misses.
What is that guy?
18 hits and a 16 hits. Okay, and 27. I'm sorry, you're targeting him. Which ones? All on. All on. All right, so he goes down. He collapses in a heap. Anything else from?
That's it.
Okay. Okay, so this one takes some more damage. And well, right. I need a DC 14 Wisdom save from Mikhail. This guy casts Fear?
What kind? You just said sphere.
Fear.
Oh, fear.
Fear.
At least it's sphere.
Fear.
Counter spell.
Right. At what level?
Fear, right?
Yeah, at what level are you casting Counterspell? You have to decide what level you're going to cast Counterspell.
At level 3.
Okay, you need to make a caster level check. I don't know what that is. You should roll a d20 and add your spell casting ability modifier to it. And you're looking for a 15 or better.
I thought I had set up 20 plus. Start proficiency right now?
No, it doesn't include proficiency. Just your ability score modifier.
Bard. It is for the bard.
Yeah, so it would be, you add your
Jack of
charisma.
all trade. No, Jack of all trades adds half proficiency to.
Oh, yeah. It is an ability check.
Step.
Yeah, you would add half your proficiency.
5, so I get 2, so plus 2, so plus 7.
Okay, so then a wisdom saving throw.
Does it with counterspell? Is it definitely based off the spell slot rather than the actual spell itself?
Yes, it is. Yeah, when you cast a spell at using a higher slot, it counts as a spell of that level. Yeah.
Okay, the spell, but for some reason, you know certain abilities on like god creatures and stuff where if you was to upscale a spell of a certain level, it still would fail because that spell's originally is too low.
Right. Then it says that.
That's completely different.
Yeah. There's also, for example, like the Globe of Invulnerability. Upcasting against Globe of Invulnerability doesn't exempt it because it says in the spell that even if you upcast it, it still counts as the spell of the lower level. So there are.
Okay, yeah, even if I was using highest.
Yeah. So there are exceptions to it, but it's not until your turn though. It doesn't happen immediately. It doesn't use your reaction. Right. So Tori's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna move here. And then cast Scaring Branch to like have them both go into the wall.
A line has to originate on you.
This one doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
No. Okay. Because it's coming out of the ground.
Okay. So a dexterity saving throw. What's the DC? It fails, right?
It's 15, but I was gonna do some. Use one of my source die to add 1d8 to it. So it's actually 7.
Okay, so they both fail. So it needs some damage. So they're knocked up against the wall, right? Actually, that one's going to go unconscious.
Concentration check.
So total of 19.
So, no, the one's for one, one's for the other. I guess so. Just use the 9 then for both.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So total of So that other one's still, he goes down at that point. And then Mikhail is no longer afraid.
He's restrained.
Well, let's see. I guess he will Misty Step over to here. And Eldritch Blast Tori. 25, 8, and 21.
Yeah.
And it's Mikhail's turn.
Okay, so Mikhail's gonna take. One more for him. Look.
All right, so he succeeds. He's not polymorphed. Anything else from Mikhail?
Oh, that's it. And I'll move up actually.
Okay. Velamir's turn.
I'll, so is this guy restrained or?
No, he
was
Misty
it-
stepped out of it.
It was.
Yeah, he Misty
Oh, okay.
stepped out of it.
Does Misty?
Running
Yeah, I guess
along
it's
is
restrained. You
robots.
can still use your hands, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
This guy's a warlock. They're running out of spell slots about right now.
He's used 2 so far. Yeah, he's used 2.
I'll just firebolt. 26 for the 17.
Okay. Pat.
So,
He's bloodied. Tori's turn.
I'm going to shoot him.
22 will hit. Okay, his turn. All right, so what's he gonna do? He's gonna move over here, and he begins casting fear again. Is anyone going to do anything about fear?
no.
Nope. I'm just gonna save.
Okay, so
Preview one.
need a 14 wisdom save from Mikhail and Tori. Right, and Mikhail's turn. He says, "Oh, the glory of dying in the service of Arithisia."
Allow me to oblige.
That's a bit weird.
Right, so yeah, he dies. Right. All right, so the other matter is what about?
Oh, hold on. Can I revivify them?
Yeah, you can revivify them. It's 300 gold pieces, but there's no.
These are the guys that we can take these 3 guys and trade them to those wizards.
Yeah, you
Alright,
could.
gag them. I'm gonna bind them, gag them, and revivify them.
Okay.
There's 900 gold pieces of them.
Yes, I do not
Or,
have.
like, we had skulls.
I do not have a reason why you could not revivify them, or why that would not work.
We don't have any scrolls. Or at least I don't. And I had them.
We bought them like 4 sessions back at the insistence of DM.
Yeah, but we used them.
Yeah, we used them last session.
We used one. Oh,
Yeah,
last session I was concerned.
last session was.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's see, what is it that's in here? These guys are carrying a magic item. Let me find it.
tell we haven't actually left the end yet? No, this is
Well, I'm just trying to figure out, did we use all 3 of the scrolls? Because we all the
we have. We still doesn't.
Where did it go to? Did I not? How did I? Okay, so I've got to add this.
It's been a horrible day. We woke up and all this.
Yeah,
It's not even taking that long. It's taking like an hour. If that.
pretty good. Well, we had a short rest, so yeah, it would have been a little over an hour.
Or an hour. Jesus Christ.
Here's my spells. I wasn't even here.
Let me get this magic. I thought I had uploaded this, but I had not. So, it's a whip. It's a vicious whip. But it has some other abilities too.
I guess it works on martial art, man.
Does it come with a safe word? Pineapple. Pineapple.
All right. So, what are we going to do about the returning hag spawn life cleric?
Oh, we capture him? No. Either one. All good.
I mean, capturing him would probably be better.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look a good magic guy, and that's for sure.
No, we don't have the Wi-Fi freaking rolls. I would have done like non-lethal damage, but oh well.
That's all good.
Shoot, I accidentally disconnected myself from Roll20 trying to upload this JPEG. There we go.
We lost Dan. There you go.
Yeah, I accidentally disconnected from Roll20 trying to upload this JPEG. That's so weird.
Wow. Another,
Fire scrolls.
it's a first level spell, but it's pretty good. It's called Puppet. So you make a target make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, they just move up to its speed in a direction you choose, and in addition, you can cause the target to drop whatever it's holding.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
So
spell?
first level spell called Puppet.
What's the name of the item?
Puppet. It's in the starter spells in the Unearthed Arcana.
It's in the roll 20.
I don't think I've ever actually looked at all the serious spells.
If you're okay.
The ceremony is cool from a adventure design standpoint. You can do some nifty things with it. It's a way to get a familiar
Yeah.
on someone who doesn't have a.
Which spell does it? Which
The snare's also pretty cool.
spell does it do?
Which one are you talking about, Omari? Okay, there we go.
Marriage is just. I think marriage is pretty OP.
Well,
If you never do one,
yeah.
and you actually have to get married.
Yeah.
Where is it? 2 players. Where do it?
Oh, actually, can you only do one?
Oh, it's only lasts once. So never mind then.
Yeah. I'll just keep marrying. So.
What is the what's that whip you said? Where did you link that? Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, you should see it now.
Oh, so that actually has to be British, which is no one.
I got martial ranged weapons. I don't think a whip counts as a martial ranged weapon.
No.
Telepathy though is pretty cool just to have for free.
And
How
etherealness.
about the freaking disguise self in a succubus, dude? That is freaking badass.
Well, it's etherealness, so that's something else. So is it all just once a day, or it doesn't say?
I think the etherness is once a day, because that would be super OP.
Yeah, all those should be once a day. I didn't put that in there, did I? But yeah, they all should be once a day.
Self isn't will. Oh, disguise self is not at will?
No. All those should be once a day.
So.
Well, I don't know.
Does that just have
No,
limits?
I think that's wrong.
Like telepathy.
I think etherealness it should be once a day, but the rest, I think disguise self and telepathy should be just ongoing. That's just at will. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yes, I'm the bard.
I'll need to correct
and
that.
I'm using charisma.
Well, yeah, but you don't have proficiency in whips.
Yeah. Are you proficient with whips?
Well, nobody else is proficient in whip.
Right, but you can't
Well,
attune.
neither are you.
Yeah, you can't attune to it unless you are proficient in whips, right? Martial weapons. Yeah. All right, so
I'm really kinky with that thing.
Well, if anything, we could use that as if somehow the cleric dies, we can give that to the magic item crafters. Surely we could just trade that in.
where'd Velner go?
Yeah, we can convert it. Let's go get that. Let's go get that asshole.
The life cleric. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me get us over there.
Can we set up an ambush right now? Since we know where it's coming from.
Yeah. I don't see a reason why not.
Set up an ambush.
Does that mean we actually got a surprise round?
No. Don't hit yourself.
All right, so
They don't exist. They don't exist for fake characters. I think I've seen one surprise round ever.
well,
Hold on.
usually someone in the party has a bunch of is wearing plate or splint or something. Oops, what did I do there?
Well, yeah, well that's true, but it's also the play characters are never really in the situation where ambushes are a thing. But we only have we wake up, we get ambushed like 4 times. We go for a walk, we get ambushed again.
But on the other hand, rarely do they have a surprise round either.
That's not true.
Yeah, they don't need the surprise. There's something else blows up in my face before they attack us.
There's loads of times for having the alert feat is really relevant. Like, for example, when all the cattle start rampaging.
Yeah. Well, I do that because as
It's
little,
pretty much the surprise round.
yeah, as little as we use surprise, I don't want the alert feat to
You
be,
still make it relevant, yeah.
yeah,
I get
or
it.
a high perception. Right. Okay, so where did he go to?
I think there are gnome assassins which got
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, every now
Yeah,
and
they did.
oh,
Those assassins were nasty.
whoops, I don't know what that was.
yeah, rogues usually are.
I'm
Uh,
gonna use the minor illusion to make myself into a rock as soon as I.
Okay, as we are moving into position, though, this happens. The warlocks brought in some nasty pathogens with them. So we need a constitution save from everybody.
So
Does anyone have proficiency in medicine? You do? Okay.
it's not a poison by any chance.
No, it's a disease.
My next character is going to be a Warforged.
To be immune to disease. Say again, I'm sorry. Yeah, if everyone has advantage.
Is 18.
Your passive what is 18?
Medicine.
So you're proficient in medicine? That's the question.
I make it.
You would have to be.
Okay. All right. So only one who fails is Mikhail. Yeah. So and you are resistant to necrotic damage, so you take half damage. Yeah. And you didn't.
It's 18 damage.
Yeah, and you didn't fail by 5 or more. So everybody takes 18 damage. Everybody either is resistant to it or succeeded. And
Take a short rest before.
let's see. So we are settling in there, and we are just starting to try to take a short rest when three hag spawn are approaching our direction, and they see.
Why are we taking a short rest?
Well, because we took a bunch of damage. But it looks like we're going to have to decide if we want to confront these guys, or let them, or just hide and complete our short rest.
Well,
My question is this: if we took this damage from the warlocks, wouldn't we have taken short rest before we got here?
No, this was a disease that the warlocks carried that took some time to manifest while we were settling in to set up our ambush.
Oh, we're gonna finish this. I'll heal whoever goes down. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
We also have good berries.
so
So do we have like do you have time? So can I give Tori a very healing potion?
yeah.
Sure. Take the great healing potion.
What is that again?
44 plus 4.
I'm disguised as a rock. I cast a minor illusion to be a rock before they even got to me.
Okay, so they're coming along this path. Where are you going? And you know they're going to be coming along this path. Where do you want to be?
I guess it would be in the trees.
I'm right here sitting as a.
I'm definitely in the trees.
I'll also be disguised as a bush with minor illusion.
I'll just be invisible.
Which I think I have, yeah.
Like a villain.
Okay.
Actually, I'll play invisible myself.
Wouldn't let them come this far. We would attack them like right here.
You would attack them right where?
Does any of them look like clerics? Like, they've got iconography. Actually, no, they wouldn't have, would they?
3 of
There are 3 of
What
them.
are they wearing? And what do they look like?
They're all wearing leather armor and carrying spears. Or, I'm sorry, rapiers and longbows. Yeah.
Is there any way to know that one of them is the cleric? Like,
They're hawk spawns, dude. We're gonna kill them.
wait, yeah.
Yeah,
relevant, though.
Well, you could make you could make an investigation check to try to discern which one of them is Neil Morton.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah. So yeah, I will replace Neil Morton with. Here, we'll use this one. Oops. There you go. There's Neil Morton.
Okay.
I'm using that to communicate with those guys.
Why'd you do that?
That way they don't have to hear us.
Well, you communicating with us or them? Because surely we want, if we were to get a surprise round, talking to them.
All right, so we get to make some stealth checks.
Is it so fine? I guess we'll stealth then.
Do the do we get to do the
Yeah. Their passive perceptions are 15s and 17s. So
I was
Cool.
about to ask if it makes
So
He would give you advantage because I was invisible, but
yeah, so Tori gives away our position, so they are not going to be surprised.
Oh, he gives their position, not mine. They still don't think I'm a rock.
Okay, so we go into
so
initiative
they're
at that
still
point.
expecting combat now.
Yeah.
Surprise, but they won't know where I'm at.
But yeah, they won't know where you are, but it still doesn't give you a surprise.
Velmer, you're first.
I always am. Well, okay, no, I'm not. That's untrue. I regularly am.
I rotate.
Oh,
I probably won't instantly kill him if I disintegrate.
Now, we don't want to disintegrate him.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to say is that he probably won't instantly die if I do disintegrate him.
well, I'm sorry. Actually, there are.
If I use the spell disintegrate.
It's Neil Morn and 3 Bang Cross champions. Yeah, there we go. There are actually a total of 4 of them. My mistake.
He's a level 4 caster, or level 5 cleric. You can kill him instantly to disintegrate.
Well, just because he has 5 levels in cleric doesn't make him a level 5 cleric.
A level 5 cleric is only going to have between 30 and 40 hit points.
Yeah.
What? Well,
Even if he's-
just because he has 5 levels in cleric doesn't make him a level 5 cleric.
Yeah, he
Like,
could be.
He can have other
That's
class
right.
features. Like he could be a level
He could be a
15 fighter.
yeah, or just any of the various NPCs with cleric levels added on. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
I'll move down into the thingy and then I'll lightning bolt down the line
Lightning bolt down the line. Okay.
as a 5th level spell, and I'll make it. Actually, I better no. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that and then I'll add some more damage to it, and then make the DC higher. Actually, no. I'll add more damage to it. Lightning bolt. Oh, yeah, by the way, I cast Great Invisibility before we went into combat.
Okay. So a total of 42
Plus the 9.
plus the 9. Oh,
So
okay.
51.
So 51. Gotcha. Okay, this guy appears to take no damage from that. Yeah, good luck, Elmore.
Mastery. Nice.
Right. Neil Morn goes unconscious.
That's a big
Conscious. Nice.
This one takes no
You
damage.
suck now on. I was expecting more of you.
Well, he was kind of protected. He had led a sheltered life.
Fair enough. I thought they were all kind of marauders. But
None of the others take any damage. None of the others. Only poor Neil Morn. Neil Morn. Anything else from Velimir?
that's funny. No, I guess. Do we really need to be here anymore? He's dead.
Well, he's unconscious. He is a special NPC.
Okay, he's special. Fine.
Well, what's he going to do?
Look at this save.
Is there any way of really knowing who's special, or is it just they have names? is that a good like rule of thumb? They have a name.
Yeah. All right, so this one is going to come over and pulls out a healer's kit. Nelmorn is not bleeding anymore. And move up and attack with disadvantage. The 13 misses.
He'll keep his action, isn't it?
Unless you have something special. Yep. Mikhail's turn.
this will go to Plasma force on that guy.
Okay.
His buddy next to him is going to turn into a vicious zombie
Okay.
attacking.
All right. Then some psychic damage to him.
Damage is from him thinking that his buddy's attacking him.
Okay. Needs some psychic
Well,
damage.
let's take out 5 feet.
Needs some psychic damage. Okay, I'll roll it. All right. He takes 6 points of psychic damage. Anything else from Mikhail?
Make a save.
He failed.
He did, you know, that's a...
Yeah. Anything else from Mikhail?
So he thinks this guy is attacking him.
Okay. Anything else from Mikhail? Anything else from Mikhail? All right. Tori's turn.
I'm gonna shoot the one that's on down
Okay.
there.
He's on top of me.
Yeah. The 27 and 31 hit. Yeah. Okay, I'm having trouble with the damage. What is the... I don't know what's going on. So the 9 is, and the 1 is the first attack, and then the
Yeah.
crit is on... Okay.
Before damage.
Yeah, okay. Anything else from Tori?
Nope.
Okay. It's going to run up and attack.
He's going to ignore the zombie.
Yes, his friend. He shouts out that he's a zombie. His friend tells him, "No, you're under some magical effect. That guy over there cast a spell," and he runs up and attacks you. So he crits.
Yes, Phantasmal Force.
Yeah.
It has a definition on it. If it fails the save, he rationalizes any logical outcome.
Yeah, he believes that his friend is a zombie, but he also believes that the effect is something that you could cause, and is directing him, and he believes his friend more than he believes. Right. All right. So 12 damage from the crit, and then does a 16 hit you?
Well, it's only an 8, he's got...
Oh yeah,
adamantine.
that's right, adamantine. So 8 from the crit, and then does a 16 hit you?
Oh, so I take up to 5. Is that a magic weapon?
Let's see. No, it's just a regular rapier. And then there's a 16 does not hit you, right? Are you with me?
No, it misses me.
Wait. This guy never ended up in initiative. So we're going to put him at 3. There we go. All right. So he's going to run up and attack as well.
Did he also get hit by my my lightning bolt?
Yeah, but all 3 of them saved, and they have evasion, so they took no damage. Okay, so
Oh, I need to make a Constitution save on the first attack.
oh yeah,
Damage.
Where do you find disadvantage from the effect for some reason? I guess you wouldn't have how you described it.
right. So 26 to hit Mikhail for a total of 23, and then
16 misses.
no, the 16 is his sneak attack damage. He rolled a 26 with his rapier, and that's going to do a total of 23 damage. 7 from his rapier and 16 from his sneak attack. And then a 22 to hit you with Alchemist Fire. So you will be on fire.
Oh, hold on. Oh, he misses. Ring wards on an alchemist fire.
Oh, okay. So you're not on fire. Gotcha. Oh, Velamir's turn. Miss Velamir.
Oh, good. I'll So none of them are taking that. Well, the one who's attacking me is taking damage, but these two are. He's taking 6, and the other guy hasn't.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will
Move on with this.
disintegrate 7th level the guy who took. This is a bit overkill, but I don't really care. Oh, he moved. That's 9. That's fine. I'll disintegrate the blue dot now, and then change it to intelligence.
Okay. So it's an intelligence save.
Yeah. For 81.
All right, so he succeeds. Does he still take damage?
It's still, yeah, it still takes half.
Okay. So what would half of that be? 40?
Yeah.
And then he will. All right. Anything else?
No. Yeah. Actually, I'll move away. I'll move away.
Okay. It is Mikhail's turn.
This guy. How's this guy looking?
He's not bloodied, but he did use his reaction to cut the 40 points down to 20 points of damage. I don't know that he could do that, actually.
I'm pulling more.
No, I'm sorry. You were invisible, right? So he couldn't do that. So
Yeah, I'm invisible.
yeah, he actually is he is bloodied. Yeah. Okay, so you polymorph into
X.
okay T-Rex. Got it. Anything else from Mikhail?
I think I have bonus action as a T-Rex.
Okay, Tori's turn.
And he's hitting.
Shoot the blade one. So 20, 33 damage.
Oh, okay. He goes down. And somehow I missed this guy. Yep. So, and he's going to attack Mikhail. 9 will miss though. It's an automatic one.
Correct.
Then this guy will attack Mikhail. 10 will miss.
Correct.
It's Velamir's turn.
So then you get the Alchemist Fire once.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so 24 and the 16 with the Alchemist Fire. Actually, the first one he had to use his bonus action dash. So 16 with the Alchemist Fire against Mikhail. So I guess
T-Rex is 14 or 15.
I don't know. And then it will be Velamir's turn.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me check.
I'll Scorching Ray for the whichever one's taking damage.
This one. He was just shot. I think for armor class 17.
Fire hits.
So 24 for 2.
And Alchemist Fire hits. So do I need to make a con save?
No, it doesn't do anything until your turn.
Okay.
And he's bloodied now. Anything else from Velimir?
No. Oh, well, yeah, sorry, I was gonna put extra damage on that. Another 8.
Okay. Anything else from Velimir now?
That is it.
Okay, Nilborn lays there. He'll attack the T-Rex.
Thanks for stabilizing him for us.
This is
And it'll be Mikhail's turn. So Mikhail, you take 3 points of fire damage, and then you'll need to make a Constitution save.
save as the T-Rex or as a cleric, as a bard.
As a T-Rex.
Okay. I don't get the proficiency bonus, but I still get the concentration advantage from the warcaster, right?
No, I don't think so.
You're T-Rex.
You should not.
Yeah, but when the Fey were
Yeah.
converted into the
If you said that, and that was a bit of a mistake on my part because I researched it after it came up last time. And no, none of your feats or anything carries. You assume the stat block of the creature that you
it's fine.
is
19.
polymorph to. Okay, then it's your turn.
This guy is bloodied, right?
Yes. Mhm.
My tail. Ten, 1d20 plus 10.
Okay, that's going to hit.
He takes d8 plus 7.
Okay, he goes down. Anything else from Mikhail?
I want to bite the other guy in front of me.
Okay. That's going to miss. Tori's turn.
I'm gonna move out of the trees. I have better line of sight on that guy and shoot him. So 18 plus 6, 24.
Okay. Okay, so he's going to disengage and feed a potion to Nilmorn.
No.
Okay, and it is Velimir's turn.
Oh, I have a potion, so I can take him down and heal him again if needs be. So I will do a magic missile at third on Nilmorn, is that his name?
Nilmorn, uh-huh.
Nilmorn. So he's down again.
Okay. Down he goes. Yeah.
I'll move closer.
Yeah, down he goes. Okay.
Let's see.
And Mikhail's turn.
I'm in here. My tail. from the DM. I know if you bite, you cannot attack the same target with a tail, but can I attack him with my tail and then bite?
I don't think that T-Rexes have that restriction.
I think as if he's restrained in your mouth.
Yeah,
Can I attack with the tail and then bite him?
yeah. I think that T-Rexes can attack the same target with both their tail and their mouth. There are creatures that have that restriction, like a crocodile, but they're usually creatures that are long. They're, I don't think a T-Rex has that restriction.
It doesn't.
Uh,
Oh wait, no, yeah, it does. It can't make both attacks against the same target.
oh, it can't. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
can't make both attacks against the same target. So you just bite one of them.
right. So that's going to hit. I don't.
18?
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure why we're rolling 2d20s, but okay.
Alright, because I was gonna, if I could attack the same target with both attacks, I just rolled it both.
Okay, but yeah, an 18 hits.
That's a 4d12 plus 7.
That's automatically grappled.
Okay.
So if you have
47.
movement, you should walk away.
27, and I do have a movement, so. No, but I'm an animal. I wouldn't know for movement, so no, I'm gonna just stay there. He's just grappled. I just lift him up in the air.
He's restrained as well. He's grappled and restrained. Tori's turn.
I'm going to shoot the like fighter guy, not the cleric. First.
Okay. 30, 26. Okay. What's he going to do? Guess he's going to feed another potion to.
He's up in the air. I'm a huge being, so I'm like, what? How far up I am?
Right. So.
I don't really rules against that.
Yeah. Velimir Nearmorn is back awake.
Oh, he's an automatic missile and put him unconscious again.
Right. Yeah. Down he goes again.
I'm not letting him cast the spell. It's not gonna like. He's not leaving.
All right. Mikhail's turn.
Okay, so I see that he keeps reviving me, and now I kind of get an idea that I'm gonna take him over here and eat him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Gonna bite him.
You want me to roll attack?
Yeah. You still have to attack, but you have advantage. And if you hit, it's an automatic crit. Or no, it's not a crit because yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, he's not paralyzed. He's just restrained. Yeah.
Yes. Always get that mixed up.
Roll right here.
Yeah. So an 18 hits. Or I guess a 25 hits. Yeah.
34 damage.
Okay. So he's done. Right. So what are we going to do with Nelmorn? He's stable.
You know, the usual.
Gag him. Timer up to gag him. I'm pulling off myself.
Take away his spell focuses and all that stuff.
Right.
Ends tied behind his back and is gagged.
Yeah. So he's going to be taken prisoner.
All you need to do is take away his spell focus, and you just can't cast spells at that.
Yeah. And well, nothing that has a material component anyway. But yeah, we can keep him. We can secure him so that we can gag him, and then nothing he can't. He would. Yeah. So what are we going to do with him though? We're out in the middle of the tundra.
We're
Well,
gonna take him to the wizard.
well, we're done now, aren't we? We just. Is there anyone we can talk to? Other guy, the rat, what the were rat?
Well, he said to meet him in the Tinglet village in 30 days, and it's only been like 7. It's like a 3-day journey to the Tinglet village. So we have.
Well, should we go there then? I mean, we're done here for now, it seems.
Unless we want to contact the Northmen and see where they're at with assembling their council. He said it would only take.
Elders, we just.
Yeah, they're 2 different people. Yeah, 2 different groups. Yeah, the Tinglets.
Let's go.
The Tinglets are just along the coast. Let me show you.
Mm-hmm. So how far are we
Just along the coast. We're about 3 days from the Tinglets.
And the Northmen?
The Northmen, they are scattered along this northern area, this tundra. They are migrant hunters, and he said it would. So they just kind of occupy this whole area, and so that's the reason he said it would take a couple of days to assemble enough tribes to make it worthwhile. So he should be pretty close to that if we wanted to try and contact them.
Like how much time? Because if we have like 2 days of downtime, I can teleport us to the Tinglet village and then back again.
That would be a good. That would be a good thing to do.
Okay, let's do that then.
All right.
If it's a downtime, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So we can hand in the cleric to the where we're at, then we can come back.
Well, the were-rat's not going to be there for another 3 weeks, but
Oh right.
the Tinglets will.
Can we teleport to where?
Can you teleport to where? I'm sorry. I missed what you were saying.
The wizards that we made that deal with. That were-rat works for the wizard, right?
That's correct. Yeah, and the were-rat said to deliver the I don't know what captives. Well, I want to avoid a term like victim, but yeah, to deliver them to the village. He said
That's literally what it is.
Yeah, he said he would meet you there in 30 days. Yeah, but the Tinglets will secure him. Will secure Nilmorn for you. In the meantime, if you want to deliver him and then return, they'll.
That's what I want to do. But here's the question: if they lose the captive, right? It's on them.
Okay, then they won't secure him for you. They'll do it as a favor, but they're not going to. They're not going to agree to any sort of punitive action if things happen beyond their control.
Can I set up, hold on, can I set up like the magic circle or something? Just so that he can't teleport out of it? Because he's Fey, right? Or is it just Fey ancestry?
It's just Fey ancestry. Yeah.
Alright, so it doesn't actually count.
But here's what I'm afraid of. That guy is familiar to any other they hang, and they can cast spells like scrying spells and stuff like that to find him.
Scrying is like level spells, scrying.
Hey,
It's a 5th level spell. Okay, well the art of strength not going to just no.
I would just yeah, but he's 30 days. It's going to take a while.
Well, no, we are, by the time we teleport there, it'll be 6 days into that 30 days, right? So it's only going to be a little over 3 weeks. Yeah.
Then just guard him for 3 weeks. I guess we could do that.
No, we've got other things to do.
There are going to be some members of the. Well, they're already dead, actually. Yeah. By the time we teleport there and teleport back, a couple of the women who were almost due they were due to deliver and were almost delivering, they will have died in childbirth.
So let's do this. Let's take him to the Norseman. Let's track down the Norseman and just keep him with us.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, the Norsemen are not particularly hard to find at this point. They're assembling in a gathering about 5. And they'll be from maybe more like 10 miles from Bang Crossing. So yeah, it's not going to be hard to find them, and that would be.
Right, only 5th level. That's fine. Sorry, I was just the only issue I had was I thought he was gonna like murder recall or something like that, but he can't.
No. Mm-mm.
And yeah, it wouldn't make any sense because he was working there anyway.
And I'm gonna make a point of every time he needs to eat,
He's only got up to 30.
I'm gonna cast the silence. Cast the silence around him when he needs to eat.
Okay. Yeah, so
He needs to eat in silence.
we can have him with us. Yeah, he might be a valuable hostage or source of information, or who knows what resource he'll be. But yeah, and then that's where we will pick up with the Council of Northmen next Sunday.
Oh shit! Also, I can get a simulacrum. Maybe.
Oh, create a simulacrum of him?
Well, me.
Oh, yeah.
I can make one. Is the point?
Yeah, there's lots of snow and ice around here.
I can do it to I think you can just do it to whoever. Well,
Yes.
Just do it to like a fighter or something like that. That seems awesome.
Well, yeah. Usually wizards do it of themselves, which I think is kind of a point of vanity. They're like, well, I'm the best.
Yeah.
I'm the best. Why would I create anything else? But yeah, you
No,
can.
I agree with it.
Because Simulacrum has all the spells that you have.
Well, yeah, but it's only one off. But if I get a fighter like a bow, like a rogue or something like that, yeah, they're doing this. They're just a rogue. They can fire a bow. They can do sneak attack damage.
Yeah.
That's
You
just
need to make
that's
it
just
yourself.
another fighter.
You need to make yourself, dude.
I don't have to.
No, you don't have to. Yeah. I've never seen anyone make a simulacrum of anything other than themselves, though. Yeah.
No, dude, but you can cast the Simulacrum. Now you're casting 2 disintegrates. In one round.
A simulacrum, casting simulacrum.
They can't. Well, at least in Dimgaard.
Yeah, and Dimgaard they can't do it. Yeah, they can't, six levels is the limit of their spell abilities. Yeah.
Oh, plus they're not a beast or a humanoid. But I guess you could do the whole missiles.
Okay, so yeah, so we finished early. I knew we would. It wasn't.
And a question: why nerf simulacrum so much?
Well,
So they don't have simulacrums, casting simulacrums.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but you could just say that as the. But you could say they can't do that. But
Okay, so the simulacrum.
it's still good.
The simulacrum is built around the idea of a 13th level party, right? And in a 13th level party, there's nothing wrong with simulacrum because the wizard casts simulacrum, and then it's a duplicate of one party member, and everything goes with much less hit points, right? But above 13th level, right? It becomes, you end up with situations that are just yeah, that just can't be accommodated, right? And so you have to do something about. So you could do things like, well, a simulacrum counts as an additional party member, and so then you refactor all your encounters, right? Which I've seen done. Right? Adventure League has some.
Experience.
Yeah, Adventure League has some modules like that where simulacrums. There are other things
But the
too.
points are
Also, here's the
you're pretty
problem.
much going to kill them with environmental, like the what are they called? Like the traps.
Yeah, the hazards. Yeah.
The hazards are kill them.
Yeah, but particularly when you get to 17th level, right? You could use your wish. You could create a simulacrum which has wish, and then there's no constraint. So who cares if it can never cast wish again? So you
Okay, so but you could just say the simulacrum can't cast simulacrum and it can't cast wish, but he still has the spell slot.
All right, so the same thing with true polymorph, right? So,
Oh, okay, well,
so you,
then another one.
yeah, you create simulacrum, and he true polymorphs someone into, and then the wizards can just do that every day, and then pretty soon, instead of a party of 17th level characters, you have a bunch of whatevers.
Well, true polymorph's broken anyway, regardless of simulacrum or not.
And so what you have to do is you have to say, okay, am I going to examine a bunch of individual situations and make a bunch of individual variations?
Well,
Or you can say, well, no, the premise of simulacrum is that a 13th level wizard has used his 7th level spell slot to create a simulacrum, right?
well, okay,
And
if that's the case, then are you going to nerf all the other classes that I make a simulacrum out of too?
well, like I said, that has never happened.
So if we get like a level 20 fighter, I'd just have another sharpshooting level 20 fighter doing 4 sharpshoots around.
Yeah, that's a good question. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. So it's
Also,
just,
like simulacrum, if you don't nerf it,
This is gonna be a lot.
if you don't nerf simulacrum, then the level 8 clone spell is useless.
No, it's not useless. It counts as just a form of contingency for if you ever die.
how does simulacrum make the clone spell bad? I don't understand that.
Well, because like the clone hole is like it creates the clone of the wizard, right?
Yeah, but it's inactive until you die, though. Is the point?
Yeah, a clone is not alive. A clone like exists somewhere in a safe area where
It's just in a vat.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I thought there was something I didn't understand about clone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all goes into the clone rather than you die.
clone would be like a clone of you just walking around, but it's not. It doesn't come into play until you die.
Right. That's I think
Which when your
clone.
soul goes into
yeah.
it, then you become the clone.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that maybe that was what. So clone was more similar to simulacrum, I think, in 3.5 than it is in 5th edition, if I can remember right. But in Magic the Gathering,
Second edition it was.
is it 2nd edition? You might be right about that. Yeah. And then in Magic the Gathering, it is too.
Exact.
Clone was banned in Magic the Gathering because it was overpowered.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The first wave of Magic the Gathering cards that were restricted were all turn or mana manipulation, like Moxes and Black Lotuses and Time Walk.
Yeah.
But then they adjusted those over time, and Clone was eventually added to the list.
You sure?
But then they began to slowly remove things that,
Oh, okay.
because like for a couple of years, Icy Manipulator was banned, and then they said, well, I guess we kind of went overboard, and they brought it back. So Clone may have been brought back after a while too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like they just did, yeah.
Well, plus there are different lists. So, for example, Commander's got its own ban list. Legacy's got its own ban list. Vintage,
Yeah,
Modern, Standard.
yeah. In general, there were things that would do things in combination that, well, like Channel and Fireball. Well, you can't ban Fireball, so you had to ban Channel, right? And so yeah, I miss Magic the Gathering sometimes. All right.
Oh, there are just overpowered cards like 1 blue mana, draw 3 cards.
Yeah,
You just always get include that in every blue deck ever.
yeah. Yeah, there's just no reason not to. Yeah, same thing with Time Walk, right? Like, oh, I just take an extra turn. Yeah.
Jesus, for 2 mana, that's just dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Magic the Gathering was an amazing phenomenon. I remember so I had friends who played it, and I went over to a friend of mine's house. He had quite a few cards at the time. Nothing but people's collections ended up being. We started at like 9. I said, well, let's just play it, see how it goes, and
See
then
it for hours.
yes, yeah. This was a Thursday night, and then I was like, well, I know we've been playing for a while. So what time is it? And it was 5 in the morning. I'm like, man, I've got to be at work at 7:30. Yeah, yeah.
I find Commander's a really good format. The games are long and they're fun though.
What is Commander? Let's see, I'd quit playing by the time the Commander format came out.
Oh, it's so good. You choose one legendary creature to be your like commander of the deck, and you can only use colours which are included on that card as cards in the deck, and you can only have one of every card, or one of each card. So you can't have more. You can't have duplicates. And it's
We
a
also
100.
have
It's a
massive
100 card.
decks.
Yeah, it's a 100 card deck. You can
Minimum?
always cast. Yes. Well, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
And you can always cast your commander from the command zone, and every time he dies, he costs 2 generic mana more. It's a really good format.
Yeah.
Check it out. Did we level up or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll level up every week. I can show you the breakdown. Oh. Where'd it go to?
Nice.
What do I get? Arcane Tradition feature. That's gonna be real good.
What is it? I'm sorry.
I think it's the one where I can pretty much choose to cast any spell.
Oh, as a lore master?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the total possible XP is 21,400 per PC. Here's how that breaks down. Which
Yeah, I can cast any one spell from any class spell list.
from any class. Wow.
Yeah, any class's spell list.
Yeah.
I can do it once a day as a bonus action.
Once a day as a bonus action? That's amazing.
Yeah, as a bonus action, you call to mind the ability to cast one spell of your choice from any class's spell list, of which you have prepared, blah blah blah.
That's better than Magic Secrets that Bards get.